Shalom Aleichem. We're in the with our weekly study of the Dvar Malchus of the Rebbe Shlitah Melech Mashiach. On a good and revealed basis, we should be able to see the revelation of the Rebbe on a good and with happiness and joy of the heart, and it should be teichef umiyad mamish mamish mamish. This week we're holding by the actual parsha of this week chronologically is Matos Massei. And it's important to go into actually not only continue with our orderly study of the Dvar Malchus, but at least to mention something of the Dvar Malchus of this week. Matos Massei, the Rebbe comes and tells us, reminds us, is the parsha of Chazak, Chazak, V'nis Chazek. Be strong, and be stronger, in order to go and to bring about the beginning of the next book. All beginnings, our rabbis tell us, kol ha'ascholas koshes, all beginnings are challenging, are difficult, and therefore we need an empowerment in order to begin, not only to end is one thing, but to begin the new book, the book of Deuteronomy, the book of Dvarim. And this is the concept of chazak, chazak, v'nis chazek. And the Rebbe tells us in this week's parsha, as we also posted in the post for this year, that when we're talking about the concept of Ahavas Yisrael, love for our fellow person, love for our fellow Jew, and this we know is what counters the effect of the golus, of the exile, because specifically in regard to the second exile that we're in, the second destruction of the Beis Hamikdash that we're in, that's not the second exile, it's already the fourth exile. But when we're talking about the second destruction of the Beis Hamikdash, the reason for this destruction, Rahman al-Itzlan, Hashem should watch over us, the main reason was sinas chinam, which was baseless hatred for no reason between one Jew and another. And the way to go and to counter this, the Rebbe tells us, and as we're told in the Torah, is by ahavas chinam. In other words, to go and to have unconditional love for our fellow Jew, not because this person has any, to love a person with all their merits, but with all their shortcomings as well. As we know, in any relationship, a husband-wife relationship, all relationships demand that we go and we accept this person as they are. Obviously, we can work on ourselves and try to improve ourselves, but to accept the person and to be able to contain this person as they are. And then the Rebbe comes and tells us that till now, it's already almost 2,000 years, till now, the whole concept of Ahavas Yisrael was to go and to counter the reason for the destruction of the Beis Hamikdash, in order to immediately bring about, when the reason for the destruction is eliminated, so then the destruction, the outcome of this reason is also eliminated. And immediately we have the third and the eternal Beis Hamikdash. That was until now. Now the Rebbe says, and this is already almost, more than 32 years, the Rebbe says that the Ahavas Yisrael, the love for our fellow person, the love for our fellow Jew that we are observing today, has a much greater purpose. And what is the greater purpose? The greater purpose is the foretaste of the Geula Hashlema Va'amitis. In other words, since we are now in the Geula, even though we don't see it yet, we are being given this Ahavas Yisrael, the mitzvah, the observance of loving our fellow person, for loving our fellow Jew, in order to be able to have the foretaste of what we are actually coming and experiencing in the Geula. Yehi Ratzon, it should be Hashem's will that we should have this not only as a foretaste and an experience in advance, but we should be able to see it on a good and revealed basis with our eyes of flesh and blood. Teichef umiyad mamash, immediately now. In the Dvar Malchus, we're in the parsha of Kisisa on page 394, or that's in the hard copy. In the PDF file, we're on page 11, and we're on Ois Yud, letter Yud. And the Rebbe goes to say as follows: Al pi hanisker le'el, according to what has been mentioned above, Yuvan gam ken achidush de karnei ha'ed shel Moshe. We will also understand the novelty of the rays, the rays of glory that were given to Moshe Rabbeinu, shenisvasfu al yedei haluchos ha'achronos. They were added through the second and last set of tablets that were given to Moshe Rabbeinu by Hashem. Shezeu al derech ha'ilui de gimel, and this is the concept of the elevation of the letter gimel, sheba dafka al yedei ha'avodah de base, that specifically comes through the service of the letter base. Chet ha'egel, which is represented, base connotates the sin of the golden calf, ushviros haluchos, and the breaking of the first set of tablets. Dafka haluchos ha'achronos, it is specifically the last set of tablets, sheba'u al yedei yerida lemata, that came down through the descent downward, in order to go and to activate the service of sifting. That this is activated through the last set of luchos, the last set of tablets. This brings about the activation of the revelation, the sa'alumes chochma kiflaim lesushia. Sa'alumes chochma kiflaim lesushia. When we're talking about the hidden concepts of wisdom, which is double the strength. In other words, when we're talking about the Torah, as the Rebbe says, in the Torah, the concept of the inner and the essence, the inner and essence of wisdom. And this is above the revealed wisdom in this first set of tablets. And therefore, there was added through this in Moshe Rabbeinu, who received the last set of tablets. Koran Panov, the face, the radiance of his face was had a special outwardly shining. And this is similar to the saying of our rabbis of blessed memory, that the wisdom of the wisdom of the human being radiates light in the person's face. And this is an entity of light, which is an atzmi light, the essence of light, which is beyond the engarming, the engarmed light within the creation. And on the other hand, since the merit of, or the virtue of the last set of tablets comes specifically through the descent and the engarment of the luchos and everything that it represents, its spiritual facets in the lower world. Habase de Bereshis, the second letter base of the word Bereshis, the beginning of the Torah. At the beginning, psolecha, that Moshe Rabbeinu is commanded to engrave, that he should engrave for himself the second set of luchos, the second set of tablets, ma'avonim ba'ilam, from stones in the world. Not like the first set of tablets, shehem Massei Elokim, that they were the act, the spiritual act of Hashem, a direct spiritual act of Hashem. Everything's a spiritual act of Hashem, but in the first set of tablets, it was a direct intervention of the spiritual act of Hashem. To the extent that we go and we change around those things that are not desired, lachein hakeren or koran or panov, and therefore the radiating of the light of Moshe Rabbeinu's face, Paul brought about vayiru migeshes elav, that the Jewish nation had reverence or fear to to come close to Moshe Rabbeinu. V'lachein, and therefore, vayiten al panav masve. Moshe Rabbeinu put upon his face a mask. Bichvei lehastir, in order to go into, to hide, Gili Elokus, the revelation of Hashemliness, Shebatera, that is in the Torah, Hislapshus be'inyan haberurim, from that which was engarmed, from the second set of tablets in the creation, in the world, which is the engarment of the concept of berurim, sifting and elevating. Aval hester masve, but the hiddenness of the mask was not in regard to the Jewish nation as far as the Jewish nation themselves were concerned. For as we know, and Moshe Rabbeinu reminds the Jewish nation that Hashem spoke to you face to face, bilti hester klal, without any hiddenness, without any concealment. And therefore, that when, therefore, when Moshe Rabbeinu spoke to the children of Israel, that which Hashem commanded him to command the Jewish nation, he removed his mask. And the children of Israel saw the face of Moshe, and the fact that the face of Moshe was radiating with light. And it's only when Moshe Rabbeinu and the children of Israel have a connection with the matters of the mundane world, in order to go and to activate this sifting, this process of spiritual sifting in a manner of engarment in the creation, in the world, then came about Oz v'heshiv Moshe es hamasve. Moshe Rabbeinu replaced the mask. In order for the world to be able to receive this revelation, and the world, the material world, should not be nullified and cease to exist. In other words, that also the mask had the intention of not hiddenness, not concealment, but on the contrary, this was all for the sake that the revelation from the Hashemly commandments would be able to be accepted and received in the mundane material world. And through the service of the Jew in his sifting and refining of the world, we, the Jews, we bring about and we activate that also as a Jew is found in the mundane world, he or she will be able to receive the revelation, the Quran or Panov, that the face of Moshe Rabbeinu was filled with a radiating spiritual light of Hashem, as will be in a complete form in the true and the complete geula, the true and complete redemption, which is the ois gimel, as we said before. And your teacher will not be hidden anymore, and your eyes will see your teachers, your teacher. And this relates to the children of Israel also as we relate and we deal with the mundane physical world. To the extent that in similarity to this, there will be also found in the world itself the nigla k'vod Hashem, that the glory of Hashem will be revealed, and all flesh shall see together, even mikir tizak, and a stone shall shout out from the wall, The revelation of the power of the Creator banifal in the creation. It should be on a good and revealed basis, and it should be teichef miyad, mamish, mamish, mamish. Amen.